Why don't we take a balloon ride for a minute, okay? The warm air, got that one? Floats us up and over Phoenix. And all around, the Valley of the Sun stretches for 2,000 square miles, growing every day. Down below, a sea of solar panels on the roofs of offices, warehouses, schools, and homes. As Commissioner Mays likes to say, for every swimming pool, there's a solar roof. And off to the south and the west are vast fields filled with utility-scale photovoltaic and solar thermal installations. All of these solar systems are generating power. They're conspiring to reduce our carbon footprint and to help restore our atmosphere. And we flare up the burners and the balloon rises and the houses blur. What comes into focus are the great transportation arteries of our interstate highways and our railroads. These arteries are filled with trucks and trains, and they're carrying solar panels and mirrors, structural iron, and inverters and other components used in these solar installations. We rise higher, and we see that these boundaries, that these arteries, extend beyond Arizona's boundaries. And we run this imaginary film in reverse, and we see the trucks and the trains backing away from Arizona, backing into factory loading docks in New Mexico, in Colorado, in Texas, in Oregon, and at seaports in Southern California. And if we're sharp, we can sense the wages and the benefits accruing to the factory workers and to their families in those regions, strengthening their local tax bases and funding better schools, better medical care, better social services. So we see economic growth and prosperity, but I'm afraid we don't see enough of it occurring in Arizona. And so to me, this is a grim vision of our economic future. Now, I'll tell you that in the months since I first wrote about this balloon ride, much has happened in Arizona. We put together a program of economic incentives carefully designed to attract meaningful renewable energy investment without giving away the company's store. We've seen about some progress in this area. We've read about it. We've read about Suntech and Tower Automotive and Amonix and Yingli and Bell Automotive, Bell Independent Power down in Tucson. Much of this progress stems from the hard work of highly visible organizations like GPEC and TRIO and Arizona State University and U of A, Arizona Department of Commerce, and of course, our legislature. We've also seen a broad collaboration of less visible stakeholders, working from private industry, from the public sector, from nonprofits, often working behind the scenes, out of the spotlight and under the radar. I'm reminded of a story. Years ago, the Texas economy was poised for tremendous growth. The oil and gas industry was beginning to look at increasing production capacity significantly. French oil companies were developing technology and marketing partnerships with their U.S. counterparts. Sensing a solid business opportunity, the French national airline decided to negotiate direct flights to Houston, and they opened a customer service center in Houston. And they staffed locally from the community to man the center. So the routine was something like this. Customer calls in looking for flight information. A voice on the other end says, "Howdy, Air France, can I help you?" Very cute. Sorry, Christine. Very homey, right? Very Texan. So this went on for a while, but then it dawned on the airline that a homey Texan drawl might be great for people from Houston, Midland, or Abilene, but it didn't exactly convey the image of a sophisticated European airline trying to cultivate an international clientele. So the airline decided to study the issue. They retained consultants and analysts and cultural experts and more analysts and more consultants. They commissioned task forces. They convened focus groups. They commissioned more task forces. They spent a lot of money, and I can tell you they moved around a lot of paper. Finally, some conclusions were drawn and some recommendations were made. And on the heels of these recommendations, the French national airline totally redesigned its customer service center, totally retrained its employees, got them nice uniforms with cute little logos. Opening day came, And airline managers lined the observation platforms, resplendent in their pinstripe suits and their thin mustaches and their slick hair. The first call came in, and as the phone rang, these managers were rubbing their hands in gleeful anticipation. Bonjour, Air France, can I help you? So draw what you will from this parable, this allegory. But my point is that in a flat world where business environments are changing rapidly, we cannot afford to be provincial or short-sighted. And we need to recognize that successfully engineering change requires not only vision, but a strategy to carry that vision out to its logical conclusion.